We're unique. The only Holocaust memorial in Ireland is in Listowel. And the acorn trees round there, they actually are acorns from Auschwitz. A local priest brought them back, and that was the story.
Well, what is the buzz? How are you? I just came back from a trip down to Kerry, and come here till I tell you all about it. Grab a cup of tea and strap yourselves in. So first of all, it was a press trip that I was on. Yeah, this is my first press trip I think I've been invited to since I went out on my own into the big bad world of content creation. Obviously, when I used to be a journalist working for a publication, I used to get sent on these things all the time. But I was delighted to be invited on my first press trip as me, Claire. So night one I headed down to Tralee. We were meeting for dinner in Tralee, and then we had a nice hotel in Tralee, so we'd be refreshed early in the morning. Now, the last time I was in Tralee was for the Rose of Tralee last year.
You can't bake Monday on a Tuesday, fair play to you. I have never heard that before. Oh, my, 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 oh, my, my, oh, my, my, my,
Let me know if you want a video on that, because I don't think I ever actually made a video about it, but I live streamed. Okay, we're at the market now. Could I get one of these when you're ready?
Smiles are hard to resist.
Thank you so much. Thanks a million, thank you. So I landed down in Tralee, and when I went to my hotel room, there was actually like a little welcome thing, because this is what happens on press trips. You get treated well, I gotta say. So there was some desserts, and welcome was on the plate, and then there was a little bag there with a chocolate bar and a hat that said Tralee on it. And you know me, you know how much I love merch. Sarah from Toy Channel was also down the whole weekend, and so the two of us just hung out together for quite a lot of it. So day one then, we cycled parts of the Greenway. Okay, good morning. We're in Phoenix, and we're gonna cycle somewhere, and then look, we're gonna end up somewhere. I got a Kerry snood, you can't see it there. Looking forward to getting on the bikes.
Today is all about the Greenway. As a 13.5 kilometre Greenway, it's ideal for families, it's ideal for day trippers, it's ideal to link Phoenix with Tralee.
The beauty of the Tralee Greenway is that it starts and finishes in two really nice locations. We've obviously got Tralee Town, lovely hotels, restaurants, bars, and then you get to Phoenix, which is an amazing village, seaside village. As someone who's into active adventures, you've got the Dingleway hiking trail, one of the premier hiking trails in Ireland, runs all the way around the Dingle Peninsula. You've got wild water adventures here in Phoenix as well. Supping, kayaking, co-steering. Not that I should be saying this, but even on a wet day, there's still plenty to do if you don't want to go on the Greenway.
But look, we're very proud of our town, and we're very proud of our county. You have to get on the bikes, do a couple of kilometres and enjoy your day. So really welcome, and thanks for organising us.
Morning. Okay, so we're cycling the Greenway. Sarah's back there. Going to cycle for 15 minutes, turn around and come back, and then we've got a boat tour. So, what else? This morning I was following the taxi from the hotel. I was trying my hardest to keep up with this taxi driver. Country people drive like mentalers, and I can say that because I'm from the country. Look at this view. I have the Snapchat sunglasses on in case it's a bit easier to use than the camera. Whee!
So that's Derrymore Island. That's Derrymore Beach, just to the right of it. Depending on the time of year, you'd see a lot of people out there picking periwinkles and sea snails and whatnot. Tralee Bay is like a serious area in terms of marine life. It's a breeding ground for rays, so it'll be one of the most populated areas for rays in Europe.
When you say rays, do you mean the big guys or the
yeah.
Not the guys we eat?
No, the big enough guys, no, the big enough guys, yeah. You have a small pod of dolphins as well, you might get to see them later on. Inside in the bay, they're quite friendly, they come up to the boats and stuff, yeah.
You didn't move here, no?
Maybe a family member or two kind of migrated. Look, we refuse no one.
Generally, the Greenways are like a really easy cycle. Like, they're not super taxing, depending obviously on how long you do. I previously did the Waterford Greenway. That was 60 kilometres. What an experience. Beautiful. Definitely going on the Irish bucket list scratchable map. Soft launch. Then we came back to Phoenix Harbour to go out on the boat out to Little Samphire Island and learn all about the lighthouse keeper who lost his job to automation, which I've already made a video about. What I thought was really funny was that Sarah was getting papped the whole weekend. I'm cold. Sarah's getting papped. Well, I'm sitting there eating sweets.
Later.
Sarah's like the poster girl that we get. Oh, they're doing a jump one, are they? Stop. Sarah said to me at one point, why do I keep getting photographed? Why aren't you getting photographed? And I just said, I don't know, Sarah, I just think you're better looking than I am. It's funny, because it's true. After our boat trip, then we went to Ireland's soundest town. How do I define what being sound means? Soundness is a state of mind. So anyway, we went to Ireland's soundest town.
Támuid inseo in Inad Alina agus Artlaníomh Ón Listowel.
When we went to Listowel, we went to St. John's Theatre, which, as they described it, is the heart of Listowel. We were regaled with stories and songs by a woman named Frances Kennedy. Now, Frances is the queen of the Wren. Basically, Listowel have a harvest festival every year, and in that harvest festival they have a Wrenboys competition, and someone is crowned king, normally king, of the Wren.
The Wrenboys here is on in September, and for years I was always at the Wrenboys, and there was a king crowned at the end of the Wren. But this year we had a sex change in Listowel. Instead of a king, we have a queen, and I was delighted to receive the office. So anything goes. Anything goes in Listowel. Cross my palm or you're a goner. I know what life holds for you. I tells fortunes for a tanner. I tells the truth upon my honour. All the lads love kitty curly, did they do, did they do? When I land in dear Dolleran, Kitty, I will marry you. And ermine coat you will be wearing. All the boys they will be staring. All the lads love kitty curly, did they do, and did they do? When you think of Listowel, is it the place or is it the people? No, Listowel people, they want to see people getting on. Do you know, they love to see people getting on in the world. But if they think they're getting a bit big for their boots, by God, then they're well able to cut them down to size as well. Do you know, to get over those shyness is a big thing in Listowel. People talk to you. Isn't that it? People talk to you. You're very shy coming into the place. You don't know whether to say hello to people or not. And, you know, in other parts of the world, you walk down the street and say hello, and people look at you as though you have two heads. Whereas in Listowel, if we don't say hello to them, they say, hey, what's wrong with you? Shyness is a big thing to get over, and a bit of confidence. And that's really the soundest town in Ireland. We really bring this out so big.
I want to explain something now actually about the crowd. You may have missed this. In the crowd there with the storyteller, you should be able to spot at least two people dressed like Dolly Parton. And the reason for that is that this summer there's going to be a Dolly Parton Day, and they're going to attempt to break the world record for the most people dressed up like Dolly Parton. Unfortunately, I'm not available to go to Dolly Parton Day this year, and I am devastated. But I'll put a link down in the description for anyone who wants to go, because I really think it would be an amazing experience. I also found out that Listowel have a storytelling festival. So even though I can't make the Dolly Parton Day, I am definitely going to make time to go to the storytelling festival. It actually sounds like something I would really, really love to do. We then cycled some of the Listowel Limerick Greenway, very hard to say. Before we set off, we were given flower crowns by a local florist who specialises in flower crowns. They were actually very, very pretty. Oh, they connect. So we'll just, there we go.
We decided to keep it as sustainable as possible. The fact that it's the Greenway and people using the Greenway into lifestyle and eco-friendly choices. So we used foliage from the garden, and we got some locally grown heather. Our business is in Tralee, and we have our own flower farm, which makes things quite different. So you can come and view the flowers. And we do a lot of weddings. So for wedding work, you get asked to do flower crowns quite a lot.
We finished our day of activities then in Listowel by going to the Kerry Writers Museum and taking the Writers Museum tour. That tour was really, really interesting. It was actually given to us by the son of one of Listowel's most famous writers.
Cara introduced me as my father is the statue outside, and I don't like the statue. That was not my father. My father was, come here, Ain Scale, any news, any story. Because for my father, living in the town, everything was a story, and a story was everything.
Kerry Writers Museum shop then, I of course had to buy a little fridge magnet that said Kerry on it, and I also got a necklace. I'm getting mad into Celtic stuff. Everywhere I go I'm seeing all these Celtic designs, all this Celtic jewellery, and I'm getting mad into it. I'm seeing the Tree of Life everywhere. Everywhere I'm seeing the Tree of Life. I'm actually working on a design for merch at the minute that incorporates the Tree of Life because I cannot stop seeing it anywhere. Anyway, I got this gorgeous necklace with a Celtic symbol and this teal stone in it for only 20 euros. 20 euros! And I also bought some books for some future videos. I am so tired, but I'm rallying and we're gonna go downstairs for dinner. So it turns out dinner is by ourselves, which I'm very happy about, don't worry. The waitress was like, what do you want to drink? And I was like, can I get wine? And she was like, rosé is only in a quarter bottle. And I was like, oh, is that expensive? I was thinking of a carafe. She's like, $6.50. So now the waitress thinks I'm diet. Which I am, actually, so that's fine. And in fact, speaking of storytelling, right? I want to tell you a story. In Listowel, I noticed at the heart of Listowel, in the middle of Listowel, there was one of those defibrillator phone boxes. What it is basically there's this company that makes the old retro style public payphones that used to be all over Ireland. Instead of a payphone in them now, there's a defibrillator in case anyone goes into cardiac arrest. I think it's a genius idea, and it's also really pretty. Those public payphones used to be all over Ireland, right? When I was growing up, my mum and my dad didn't speak. And my dad used to ring to talk to me, and my mum used to answer the phone, and then as soon as she heard his voice, she'd hang up the phone. And I'd say, who's on the phone? And she'd say, no one. Now, look, I know how bad that is now that I'm an adult. Like, I would never do that to my kids. But I just have to laugh about it because it's just absolutely ridiculous. And so what my dad and I used to do is we used to organise, I'm not joking with you, we used to organise a time slot that I would go down the town to the nearest public payphone and wait there for him to ring me. And you know how he used to tell me what time to be there? He'd write me a letter. He used to write me letters all the time. My childhood was actually so quaint. So cute in retrospect. When my dad used to write me letters and tell me what time to be down at the local phone box for a phone call. So seeing these all over Ireland now with defibrillators in them has this lovely, like, nostalgic feeling for me. Also, my dad's a legend. We got amazing weather for this trip down in Kerry. I suppose the only advice I'd have to give you is that some of the roads are windy, so take her handy. I am in Kerry loads. I love Kerry. It's one of my favourite counties. As I told you before, I put it on S tier in my county rating list. I just want to give a big shout out to my patrons. Especially over the last couple of months, I've been travelling around a lot to make videos and it's been kind of tough, and Patreon has really helped me do that. I actually would not be able to do this full time without my patrons, so thank you so much. And if you are in a position to support the channel, I would really appreciate it if you'd sign up to become a patron down below in the description. If you're not in a position to become a patron, I do have a Ko-fi where you could buy me a coffee. If you're not in a position to do any of that, please just give it a like and a share and subscribe and come back for the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Slán slán.